Tip number 10 is, I already forgot. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about money saving, and I'm going to be sharing with you my personal tips for saving money, saving it efficiently, and also, if you're consistent with that, saving it fast. Please do keep in mind though that everybody's financial situation is different, so these are more meant to be general guidelines, and then hopefully you will be able to adapt them to your personal financial needs and your personal situations. Something that it really makes a difference and it really will be helpful in my opinion, before you even put these tips into action, is having something to aim for. Try to picture or try to visualize a goal that you would like to accomplish once this money is going to be saved. Maybe there's a debt that you want to pay, maybe there's a big trip you're planning, or something that you really want to invest in. I really feel that having a final goal, the final picture of the things that you will be able to do with this money, is really going to help you in staying motivated during the whole saving process. Tip number 1, which is going to make a huge difference, is always bring at work for your lunchtime your own food from home. Don't get any takeaway food. Don't go and eat out for your lunch break. Bring your own food from home. I know that there's a lot of people out there that do meal planning, and that's great if that works for you. Me and my boyfriend don't do that. What we do is just simply the night before, whenever we cook our dinner or we get ready to eat, we just make sure to cook a bigger portion of that same food. Or alongside, if we want to bring a little variety, we just cook alongside with that meal, we cook or we prepare something else. In this way, we don't feel any stress, or we don't lose a lot of time just because we are going to cook anyway that evening. So this is what works for us, and I highly recommend doing this. Tip number 2 is something that I've already shared on this channel, and I received lots of positive feedbacks on this. So I'm really happy that you find this idea good or helpful, and it's what I have called the glass jar experiment. It's just an idea I came up with last year, and I've been doing it ever since. Go and check that video if you still haven't. I'm going to link it right here. The aim of this little glass jar thing is exactly to fully understand how much money you can save by being a more cautious, conscious, and careful consumer. So definitely go and give this a try, and hopefully you're gonna thank me later. Tip number 3, it's probably a little bit obvious, but it's really important. You want to analyze your daily habits, really deeply analyze them, and cut off any excess. So everything that you can totally live without, you want to eliminate it from your daily expenses. The point of this thing is to prioritize and to really find out which are the things that you have to spend money on daily or weekly or monthly, and which don't. I'm not saying that you have to live a life of total boredom and total no-no-nos, but you have to fully understand what is worth investing in and what's not. And this can be living a little bit more minimal and living with a strict money saving system can also make you creative. And if there's something that you are doing regular but you're not fully ready to eliminate it from your routine, then you just can find cheaper alternatives, or sometimes even free alternatives. Tip number 4 is dedicated to ladies, and hopefully it will encourage the women out there who still haven't made this switch to finally make it. I'm speaking about reusable products for your period, so either a menstrual cup or reusable cotton pads. These are just one-time purchases, so you spend money the first time, and these products are there meant to last for years. So this in the long term is going to save you a lot of money, because if you think about it, tampons and pads, regular ones that you buy from the drugstore, They are extremely polluting. I talked about this already. They are unsafe for you to use, especially tampons, and they cost a lot of money, and you spend a lot of money into something that it's 100% disposable, and you just use it one time and then you throw it in the trash. So it's way better to invest into a product that you can reuse during the years, and it's a one-time purchase. Tip number 5 is consume less energy at home. If you don't need it, turn it off, unplug it. If you're not in the room, turn off the light. If you're not using water in that moment, turn it off, especially if you're brushing your teeth or you're shampooing, whatever. During the winter, don't indulge too much on the heating system. Wear a thicker sweater or wrap yourself around a blanket before turning on the heating on the highest level possible. And you also want to make sure if the companies that are providing you the energy can provide you eventually lower, cheaper, more affordable fares depending on certain things. So you want to make your research and find out what is the best or the cheapest options for you. Number 6 is sell what you don't need. Donating is a great thing, but sometimes we all have those things in which we invested a little bit more money on, and we would like to get some of that money back. There's a lot of options out there in these days, so just go through your wardrobe, your cupboards, your drawers, and I'm sure you're gonna be able to find something that you can sell. Tip number 7 is set regular don't buy anything for today type of days. And when I mean don't buy anything, I literally mean anything. Buy nothing for the entire day. And you want to make sure that you set these kind of days multiple times during the month or even during the week. It just requires you a little bit of preparation. You want to get used to it, but I'm pretty sure that whenever you start understanding whenever you can schedule your grocery shopping or shopping in general that you can do, you are going to be able to cut down the excess expenses and set regular don't buy anything kind of days in your routine. Tip number 8 is buy secondhand. Don't just rush to the first store you find and buy it from regular stores. You want to browse and make sure that a secondhand alternative or option is always available. There's lots of options out there in these days. You can go through thrift stores, charity shops, flea markets. You can even browse online through different websites or apps. There's a lot of choice out there. It just requires a little bit of research, but it's totally worth investing in because you can pretty much find lots of things for very cheap price. There's even Facebook groups in these days of people giving away their stuff for free. So that's even better, or swapping groups or things that you can just get for very cheap money. Tip number 9 is set a monthly budget and always make sure to include in your monthly budget a separate voice for savings. No matter how many expenses you have planned for that month, you always want to make sure that even just a few euros or dollars or whatever your currency is are destined to savings. You have to take your regular income, and from that you want to take out the expenses that you know that you have each month, so like rent, public transportations, eventually your bills, and then you want to prioritize all the other expenses that you know that can happen or are going to happen that month. You want to prioritize them, and you want to make sure that each single cent or penny or dollar or whatever is destined to a purpose. And I always make sure, no matter what is going on that month, that I destine some of that money to savings. Tip number 10 is always keep a wish list of the things that you're considering to buy and write them on the list. And before actually purchasing something, you want to wait a little bit, a few days, maybe a week. In this waiting time, you are going to be able to fully 100% understand what type of purchase it is, if it's really truly necessary, if it's something that you like, if you need it, or if it was just something that was spontaneously born because of different emotions or boredom or any kind of impulse shopping that you might do. Tip number 11 is DIY as much as you can. Do it yourself, do it at home. Doing things yourself is always a cheaper option rather than just going out and buying things and services. So I'm speaking about gifts for people, which is going to make the gift extra special because it shows to the people that you're giving the gift to that you put extra care in that and extra thought and affection. I'm speaking about spa treatments, so pedicures, manicures, facials. Just pamper yourself. Dedicate an afternoon or evening to a pamper routine and make your spa at home. Cleaning supplies or products that you can use for yourself or at home, home decor. Just get creative. There's a lot of possibilities out there for you to DIY. Just use whatever you have around or just buy the bare essentials. Always research before buying and try to find the cheapest options and do it yourself at home. It's always the cheapest alternative. Tip number 12 is borrow things that you don't use really often. There's even Facebook groups out there that for people that just want to ask in their neighborhood or in the area locally if they can rent things for free, so if they can borrow them, or eventually if there's something that can be swapped. It's a great way to save a lot of money and also to build a community in the area where you live. Tip number 13 is stay healthy. Always prefer to cook using simple basic ingredients and make simple nutritious meals at home. Always prefer walking. If you're smoking too much, then you want to cut down your smoking. If you're drinking too much, then you want to cut down on the drinking. So everything that it's not exactly that healthy in your life probably is also not the cheapest option. So these were my personal tips for money saving. I hope you enjoyed them. Feel free to comment down below if there's anything more that you do to save some money. Big thumbs up if you liked it, and also subscribe to my channel if you still haven't. You would make my day as usual. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!